Hi guys, welcome back to my channel on this episode of Baked by Candy. Episode, my whatever. Anyway, today you guys are going to be watching me do this look right here as I answered some get to know me questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram way back when. I have them right here. I've been trying to make this video for some time and just life kept getting in the way, so this isn't a how to do this look. This is just honestly me doing it, us vibing, you guys getting to know me a little bit more, and just having some fun. Some makeup therapy is what I desperately needed today. So let's jump right into this look. I soap my brows, and that's just getting like a bar of soap and just putting my brows in place and clean them up. And now I'm just gonna jump into eyeshadows and the first question that someone's asked me, so let's get into it. So with this video, I'm not going to be going in detail like step by step of what I'm doing, since I'll be talking about, I don't know, me, but I will be like putting in like little tips and tricks every now and then, and just kind of walk you through. Like I already prepped I'm prepping the top of my eye with P. Louise just to give this a little bit of a base. And now jumping into me. Let's start off with the basics. I am Candy, of course. Welcome to my channel. I've been doing makeup for about 7 years. I did not, honestly, if somebody would have told me 10 years ago, like, oh, you're gonna be a makeup artist, I would have never believed them. Because growing up, I wasn't allowed to even play with makeup. And my mother apologizes for it now, because if I would have started when I wanted to start, pay big. But I did not start messing with makeup until I was 18. We weren't allowed to do anything in my household until we were 18. So at this point, 18, I'm going to college, and that's when I started like playing around with makeup. When I was in, I think, middle school, I would try to borrow my friends like lip gloss and lipstick or eyeliner, and I would always pack like these like baby wipes in my bag and then take it off and move it at the end of the day on the bus. Crazy. I just went into like, I don't know, I wanted a little bit of something. I don't know why my parents were so crazy about makeup. I guess that's, I don't know. Makeup wasn't as much of a thing then than now, so I kind of get it. But boy, if I would have started young, I don't even know. But God has other plans. Another little tip is when you're trying to pack on color, pat that right on top. Don't do more of like a sweeping motion, but lock that color in by doing more of a patting. And I'm not going all down on my eye because I'm going to cut this anyway, so I'm just packing that right here in my crease. Oh, what sparked my interest with makeup is because, you know, being a kid, I want to do something that I'm not allowed to do. That's one, but I also was obsessed with like America's Next Top Model growing up. Like the makeup part, the transformation, like the haircut, all of that had me. I was obsessed. I'm like, I want to do that. I can do that. But back then it wasn't like a thing. Like, oh yeah, you can be a makeup artist. So I just took it as a, oh, maybe I want to do hair because my whole family does hair. But I'm like, no, I hated it. I absolutely hated hair. So my grandmother taught me how to sew, and I just kind of just put makeup as like, I don't know, like a fantasy. I'm like, oh, when I get older, I'll be able to do my makeup, and then this little fire in me will go away. But it didn't. Also, I'm sorry in advance if my stories of this get to know me is all over the place, but where was I? So I went to school for fashion design and merchandising because I did fall in love with sewing, but that was very short-lived after going to school for it, because I honestly felt like they treated us like sweatshop workers, and it just, I was over it. Like, by the time it was time to graduate, I like packed my sewing machine up and was like, I'm done with this. But everything happens for a reason, so I wouldn't say that college was a waste, but I felt like I should have stuck to my gut and went for something different, or just not have went at all. But while I was there, I did have a few classes with some drag queens, and they kind of brought me back into the makeup world because they would show me all their makeup and stuff, and they had some expensive makeup, and I was just hooked. I was like, this is what y'all do after school, after class? Okay. So I would always like look at their transformation and stuff, and like what they would do after school, and they introduced me to RuPaul, like RuPaul's Drag Race, and I was obsessed. Um, and then I'm like, maybe I could do makeup for like drag queens, but I didn't. But they taught me so much. They taught me so much of like how to blend and how to color correct and stuff like that. And I would honestly, and I don't even remember their names now, which sucks, but if you're watching this, hello. um, they brought my spark back, and I realized like how much I really did like makeup. So I was like, maybe I can just treat it like a side hustle. I can just like start playing around with um makeup, and like start my kit for like the Lolo and start practicing, and just make some extra income while in college, not thinking that it would have turned into more than that. But yeah, so that's where my passion began. Drag. Drag makeup. This. Alright, so I'm just mapping out my cut right now. Just like the shape and stuff, with a little bit of concealer, and then I'm gonna go back in with some makeup remover to like really clean up. And so after college, um well, go back. So playing around with makeup, I was practicing on like family members and stuff like that, and it started to hit me of how like expensive makeup was, because again, a person that didn't really buy makeup, I had no idea how expensive it was. So as a college student, I just dropped it to the side and was like, you know what, maybe I'm not meant to do makeup, and I'm gonna just get placed at my school. They did like a job placement there, so I'm like, I'll just get placed wherever they place me, and whatever. So I ended up getting placed at JCPenney's as a stylist, visual stylist and regular stylist, whatever. And it wasn't a bad job. It was my first retail job, and it was okay. It was okay. Blending my story into the questions, like my questions were, when did I start makeup, and did I go to school for makeup, and when did I start working at Sephora? All this is coming together. So I already answered some of them. Now the Sephora part is coming up next. At my JCPenney I was working at, there was a Sephora, and I was trying to get in there, but I was going through some stuff, and I was over Florida, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna move to New York. Packed up my dog, and I moved to New York within like a week. Horrible decision, by the way. Anybody that's just like trying to run and start a new life and think that you're just gonna go somewhere else, be prepared. I was not prepared. And I started working at the JCPenney's there, and I was trying to get into Sephora there, and I couldn't. So I just kept being a stylist and stuff, and New York was just so expensive, and I thought I was gonna restart my makeup career there as like a side hustle. That also did not happen. Set me back, and I ended up getting sick there. I also pause. I have MS. If you're not familiar with MS is, here's a little description of it right there. But I lost my eyesight and my doctor was like, you need to move back home. So I moved back. Oh man, it's so hard to cut a crease and talk at the same time. So I moved back to Florida, tried to get my old job back and stuff. And while I was trying to get my job back, my old coworkers was like, oh well, this new chick took your position, but she's so nice, and like, oh my god, you will love her. And I was like, who the hell is this bitch? Like, I'm gonna come back, get my job back, and whatever. If I can't get into Sephora, I'll just get my job back, whatever. So, oh my god, she's gonna kill me. So I come back, talking to my old boss and stuff, and she was like, oh well, your position's already been taken, so we're just gonna have to figure something out. And I saw her from like the corner of my eye. I knew that it was her because of the job that she was doing, but I wasn't really like looking at her. I was just kind of like upset and was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna come get my job back, blah blah blah. And my old manager was like, just come back tomorrow and talk to such and such, and we'll be able to figure some stuff out. So I came back the next day, and I saw her. Before she saw me, I saw her, and no lie, I felt like it was in slow motion. And to this day, she was like, I was not paying you any mind. But as she was walking towards me, I'm like, oh my god, I got a few seconds, I need to say something. What am I gonna say to her? What am I gonna say? So I just like jumped in her face and was like, hey, I'm looking for so and so, are they in the back? And she's just like, yeah, they're back there in the office. And just like sped past me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she is cute as fuck. And I went back into the office, talked to one of the managers. I was like, you know what, we can be a team. We got like this whole transition or something, some big project was coming up, and I was like, you need 2 hands for that, we can work together on this. Completely flipped my story. So it's completely flipped my story so that I could work with her, and it worked, and we ended up working together. The crush grew, but she was in a relationship, I was in a situationship, and I just kept flirting with her and was just trying to play it low key, but I was flirting with her so hard. And we just became really close friends, and in my mind I was like, okay, I'm okay with being friend zoned for now. And I'm like, maybe when she breaks up with her girlfriend, I'm in there. So we worked together, and it was pretty platonic. And at that time, it was like getting ready to be a holiday season, and I always have my makeup done. Like I always like, where I was practicing, I couldn't find anybody else to practice, so I'll be practicing like these bold, crazy looks on myself. And at that time, I used to work at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and I looked like this. So the Sephora manager was like, hey, we need some help for holiday if you want to just come in for about 2-3 months. And that's how I got into Sephora. I absolutely loved it. I was like, screw everything else, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to become a beauty manager and do like all these trainings with like other Sephora stores. And then holiday season ended, and I had to go back to JCPenney's, and I was so upset about it. But I ended up like linking back up with her, and just getting to know her even more. And I feel like there was this one guy at work that knew that I had a crush on her, and was like, you should just ask her out. Like, who cares if she has a girlfriend? I'm like, no, I don't want to be messy, but I'm like, I do want to hang out with her outside of work. So I ended up calling her one day. I was like, hey, do you want to like go get lunch or whatever? And she's like, it's Valentine's Day. I was mortified. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. And I hung up so quick, and I just sat in my car and was like, I'm an idiot. And she thought it was like the sweetest gesture, but I honestly didn't even know it was Valentine's Day. but we ended up hanging out shortly after, and um, and at the same time I ended up going back into Sephora full time and ended up becoming like an operational manager. And she ended up breaking up with her girlfriend, and I didn't want to trauma bond. I ended up like breaking up with, I wasn't breaking up, I ended up leaving the situation that I was in, and I was like, you know what, let's just take things slow and just see how things happen. And it really wasn't that slow. We ended up getting together, and now we are getting married on September 8th. I'm beyond excited, just overwhelmed with the amount of wedding planning that is happening right now. But we just started our TikTok together, so follow us right here, and also follow her on TikTok and Instagram and all that good stuff. She's a producer, she is an artist, she's amazing. Look at me gushing on my fiance, but not for real, she's amazing. So please go follow her, blow her stuff up. So yeah, so just going back into Sephora, I started out as the operational manager. I absolutely loved it, and that is what really helped me practice my makeup skills. What helped me like getting comfortable doing makeup on like different skin types and old, young, black, white, just everybody. Sephora is really good when it comes to like training. This is like back when COVID was not even a thing, and we were actually allowed to touch people's faces and stuff. You had to get certified. So then it wasn't like a license, but it was like a makeup certification that allowed you to do makeup on other people's faces and stuff like that. Since I but since I worked at the JCPenney Sephora, I can't really tell you like the comparison between regular Sephora and JCPenney Sephora. All I can say is that was easier to get certified and easier with training and stuff with JCPenney Sephora's because of the size, not as many people, and a little less drama than regular Sephora, but that's because it's smaller people. But all of the JCPenney's inside, or the Sephora's inside JCPenney's, are turned into something else. So Sephora's are going to now be in Kohl's. So if you are a Sephora lover and you like to shop at Sephora, definitely stop at the JCPenney ones because they have a crap ton of sales and stuff going on. They don't know when the transition is going to be happening, but I'm pretty sure it'll be like by the end of this year or something like that. So yeah, there's a little gem for everybody. My next question is, when did I get my esthetician license? And that was honestly my best friend. My best friend's esthetician, she kept telling me, because I've been so obsessed with skincare, to go to school to get my esthetician license, and she dragged me there, and I fell in love. I talked to the teacher and just got more insight on everything, and I went to school right before the pandemic. Like, I think I started January of 2020, and right when I was about to graduate, everything shut down. Like, we had to take our final and stuff online, but it was the best decision I think I've ever made. So if you are interested in makeup, and they don't give you that much education in makeup, but I thought I was just gonna fall in love with like makeup and waxing, and I ended up falling in love with facials, like deep in love with facials. And now those are like the two loves of my life. I do 50-50 with my clientele. I have my makeup clients, I have my facial clients, and I think I love them both for different reasons. I feel like makeup helps me with like the creativity side, and facials are just so relaxing, and being able to help somebody transform their skin is such a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, I want people to feel beautiful with and without makeup. The college that I went to was in Orlando. It's the Orlando Tech College. My teacher was Miss Dorian, so if you were ever to go to someone, definitely go to her, because she is amazing. She is the most requested esthetician. So I had to like sit out like Black Friday to try to get in her class, but it was definitely worth it. I learned a lot, and she's still one of those teachers that will hit you up and just check on you. If you have any questions or anything like that, she always answers. And yeah, I kind of wish I just would have went to school for it at the beginning and not have to owe Sally Mae so much money. But again, everything happens for a reason, because if I didn't go to school for fashion, then I wouldn't have met my fiance, I wouldn't have been in Sephora, I wouldn't have met my best friend, and I wouldn't have got my esthetician license. So life just is funny when you think about it. But next question. Another question somebody asked was, do I have a favorite makeup brand, or what brand do I use mostly in my makeup kit? In my kit, I think I use a lot. I use Makeup Forever, Fenty Beauty, Urban Decay, and Lancome. I would say are my, like, you'll see the most of that in my kit, but 98% of my kit is from Sephora, to be honest. Like, I got all of my makeup from there, luckily. And when you work there, you get gratis, which is free makeup. And that's honestly how I built up my makeup kit. I don't really have a favorite brand per se, but I do like Fenty, and I do really like Urban Decay for makeup. And I like Sephora collection as well. I feel like a lot of people sleep on Sephora collection because it's the cheapest thing in Sephora, but Louis Vuitton makes Sephora collection. There's some really good stuff at some really good price points as well. So these eyes are everything. I want to add glitter so bad, but I don't know what kind, so I'm just gonna wait. The next question somebody asks is, what do I like to do for fun? Honestly, movies. I am definitely a Marvel freak. I love any type of action or superhero movies. Shopping, definitely wig shopping. I love wig shopping. If you don't know, I am completely bald. When I got sick with MS, I lost a lot of my hair, and I just hated it, so I shaved it off. It was like a picture of what I look like bald. I don't think I've ever recorded on here bald, no, but I love wig shopping. I change my wigs like daily, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, and sometimes I'm like, just embrace the bald headness. I'm a lot more comfortable with it than I was at the very beginning, but yep, that is it. These lashes. So our eyes are done. I'm gonna go in with my base. I think there are like 4 or 5 more questions. Thank you for staying with me if you've been watching for this long. So for foundation, I'm wearing Sephora's S Clean. I got this for $5, and I thought this was like maybe like a tinted moisturizer or a joke, but the coverage of this, amazing. So if you again are at a JCPenney Sephora and you see this, definitely get it. But if not, regular Sephora stores do have it, and I still think that it's like 20 bucks or something, which is still not bad. But this has been like my go-to foundation lately. It's not heavy. It has more coverage than like a tinted moisturizer, but it just feels like there's nothing on your face and it blends out so beautifully. So yeah, this is my go-to. And let me blend it out so you guys can see what it looks like. The coverage, and I'm already going in with full coverage like concealer next, but it looks gorgeous. And next question, somebody asked me what do I like to eat or what's my favorite food. I can survive off of Italian food and Mexican food, like pasta, tacos, nachos, pizza, life right there. Who asked that? I think my niece asked that. It was such a cute question. Next, somebody asked me if I had any tips for somebody that's starting a business. My business, and I'm not gonna say I'm a genius on like everything business. I can tell you what I learned and what worked for me and like little quick like whatever's. The beginning thing is don't tell people your business. You tell people big dreams and they like to make you feel small. I feel like I kept listening to other people and it, oh my god, it just didn't do anything but make me second guess myself and started doing other things that I shouldn't have been doing. So don't tell people your business. Pray about every single thing, no matter how small it is, no matter if you feel like it's inconvenient or whatever, but definitely pray on your business. And don't announce everything that you're doing to the world. Like, make small moves, and work accordingly. I will say the business aspect of it, because this is like my first year of like doing taxes on my business. Talk to somebody that can really educate you on that. They don't teach you that much about it in school, and it can feel really overwhelming at first, but just get into the right space, like learning, educating yourself. Make sure that you're doing everything by the books because you don't want the IRS or anybody on your butt. And just do it. There's never gonna be a right time. Because I honestly wish I would have just did it before and I kept like just pushing it back. Like, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. And COVID really made me see things in a different light. I'm sure like the rest of the world, we're all stuck at home trying to figure out what we want to do, and that's when I started my business plan. That's when I started to figure out what I wanted to do, and that I did not want to go back to JCPenney's, especially how they effed us over during the pandemic. And we didn't know if the store was going to be opening again. It was just, everything was up in the air, and I took that opportunity to really hustle. And I feel like if the pandemic didn't bring out the hustler in you, you probably don't got it. But it was a lot, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I was dating somebody that supported me and that made me feel small about my dreams and what I wanted to do. And I took the money I had and my sister had a salon and I was paying her a little bit to rent the salon for her days off, for the days that she wasn't there. And I just went full speed, full blast, and by the time that the world started to open up a little bit, I went back to Sephora for like a week and was like, I'm not doing this, and then I left. So just pray about it. Whatever God tells you to do it, even if it might sound crazy to you. But there's just never gonna be a right time because you're gonna keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and just working a job that you hate or coworkers that you hate and just feeling like, what is the purpose of life? Like, living in your purpose, I think, is very important. And I'm so much happier than what I was a few years ago. And I feel like this is everything worked out like how it should. And I don't listen to other people. I don't try to take other people's advice sometimes. Like, I hear you, but depending on what it is. Because the devil works in crazy ways. The devil works through people. So just be centered and be focused and surround yourself with people that care about you, that love you, and drop out or remove anything that's toxic. That job, that man, that whatever, even some family members. But just do what makes you happy. Do whatever like your soul is crying out for. And that's it. I think that's all my business advice that I have. Next question. Somebody asked, how did I get the name Baked by Candy? Baking is like a form of setting and highlighting your face, and I used to always do it. Like always do it. Now not as much, but the name kind of stuck because my friends was like, oh, I'm trying to get Baked by Candy, and we all looked at each other was like, that's it. Like that might be my name. And I went back and forth about it for a while, and one of my clients was like, I like that that's your name, because these young girls nowadays, they just want to beat your face. They want to beat your face. So it's like bacon just sounds like it takes more ingredients, it takes more love in it. You're more like precise in it. Not everybody can bake, not everybody can master baking. And I was like, that part. And from then it just stuck, and that's why my business is called Baked by Candy. I'm most likely gonna bake today though, for sure. Cats or dogs? Definitely dogs. I actually have a Yorkie. Her name is Monroe. I think cats are cute, but they just, I don't know, they make me sneeze. I'm not really that much of a cat person per se. Not against cats, but I would never ever get one. That's just one random fact about me. I don't even know. I'm terrified of monkeys. I hate monkeys. I hate frogs. I don't. Ugh. I hate. I won't even watch like monkeys on TV, like Godzilla or anything like that. Like, I'm not doing it. Also, I don't like scary movies. Like, I hate scary movies. I can do a thriller. I can do some suspense, but full-blown horror, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing haunted houses, but I love Halloween. It's weird. I love Halloween. I just don't like I don't like the feeling of being scared or like startled or anything like that. It makes me want to fight. I don't like it. So yeah, I guess that's my random fact. Okay, so I'm gonna do a light bake under my eye. First, I'm gonna just gently pat in the powder. I mean, like I said, like I don't bake every day, just when I'm doing like a full face like today. So first I'm gonna press that, and I'm gonna go back in. With a little bit more powder. I'm just gonna leave it alone. And usually, depending on how bright I want underneath my eyes, I'll use like more powder or anything. But that's it. I'm just gonna do the bridge of my nose. a little bit on my under my contour to pop out my face. And just pressing in any excess that's on my spine down the places that usually get really oily. And now we wait. And we have around like three minutes. And so it's about to be time for me to take dust off this powder. I want to dust it off with a powder that's like closer to my skin. Doing this one. Yeah, so something similar to my skin tone with a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna dust all this off. Kind of press, sorry, dusting it and then pressing it. Going in with Fenty's blush, or this isn't, it's like her Kilowatt. You can use it for like your eyes, your cheeks. But I wanted my eyes to kind of match, well, I want my blush to match my eyes a little bit. So I'm just pressing this in. And I am applying a little bit more than usual because blush is like the first thing to fade away on your face. So that's why I like using a sponge, and then sometimes I'll go back over with like another like different type of blush, but I think I'm just gonna do this today. My last question is how long does it take me to do my bold looks? Of course I would consider this a bold look, and this would normally take me about like an hour 15. If I'm just playing my music, vibing, I can run through this pretty fast. Of course this is taking me a little bit longer because I'm talking in between. Wait, hold on, I think there's another page. Oh, somebody asked why I like really walk around with my face like this, and I do. I don't care. This is my masterpiece. This is how I promote myself. So I will go to Publix, Target, whatever. I really don't care. And my fiance is completely used to it. Even when I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do my makeup really fast, and I'm gonna do something natural, she laughs every time I'm like, I'm gonna do something natural, don't worry about it. Because then I can go in the room and I'm like this, and I'm like, so what happened was I got this new palette and I just had to use it. I had to use every color that was in it to make sure the color was good. And she's like, don't even explain yourself. Hurry up, we got like 5 minutes, we gotta go. But I love doing bold looks. Natural looks are nice and stuff, but bold is just, it's different. It's more eye-catchy. I feel like I have more fun, more freedom when I'm doing bold looks compared to when I'm doing like natural looks. I put my lipstick on a little bit of a sparkle gloss. And we'll fix my hair or figure out if I really want to wear this wig or not. Be right back. Alright, so final look. I think it came out so cute. It's spring, it's bold, as loud as me. Thank you guys for just everybody that sent me questions, and thank you for watching this whole video to get to know me, more about me. And please subscribe to my channel, ask me more questions, or if there's anything that I didn't get to, please drop it down below. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, and have a great weekend. Thank you again.